so much of the world is praising President Donald Trump's national security speech, not everyone was so impressed. In fact, what Trump paused to do in between words has liberals freaking out today, but it's something that many people actually missed. The left is desperate these days as Trump continues to do nothing but win. With the economy on the rise, crime taking a major hit, and jobs coming back like never before, there isn't much to complain about, that is, unless you're just determined to whine about something. Sadly, that's all the left seems to be doing these days. Seeing how things like the investigation into so-called Russian collusion is coming to an end with virtually no evidence having been found, their dreams of impeachment are quickly fading. As we've seen repeatedly, though, they're not going to let it go, at least, not entirely. Proving just that, it seems that they've sought out yet another reason to try to get President Trump out of office. And their excuse came yesterday as the president gave a speech on national security to a group of uniformed military personnel and members of his cabinet in Washington, D.C., for many years. Our citizens watched as Washington politicians presided over one disappointment after another, too many of our leaders, so many, who forgot whose voices they were to respect, and whose interests they were supposed to defend. Trump said in a speech to a collection of uniformed military personnel and members of his cabinet assembled at an auditorium in downtown Washington. On top of everything else, our leaders drifted from American principles. They lost sight of America's destiny, and they lost their belief in American greatness. Trump said, as a result, our citizens lost something as well. The people lost confidence in the government and eventually even lost confidence in their future. Trump said his election last year was an indication that Americans yearned for another direction. We will stand up for ourselves. We will stand up for our country like we have never stood up before. Trump said, we know that American success is not a foregone conclusion. It must be earned and it must be won. Our rivals are tough, tenacious, and committed to the long term, but so are we. Source, CNN. However, it's what he did, when he paused in between words, that has liberals freaking out at the moment. Although it was missed by most people, a few wacky leftists apparently have a problem with how he drinks water. As we all know, talking for long periods of time can cause the mouth and throat to dry out. Sadly, the left is now having a fit over the way Trump took a drink. Have a look at the video footage and see if you notice an issue. As is the typical remedy for a dry mouth or throat, Trump picked up a glass of water and took a swig to wet his whistle, at least. That's how it looks if you're normal. If you're a desperate liberal seeking any reason to remove Trump from office, well then, it was proof that the president has dementia. Yes, you read that right. And no, unfortunately, we're not joking. Just like that, freaked out liberals were all over social media claiming Trump has dementia and needs to be removed from office before he destroys our nation. In the end, all the left has done with this stunt is proven exactly how desperate they are, all because things aren't working out how they wanted. By now, they were hoping to somehow have Trump out of office. Even worse yet, for them, Trump is actually turning out to be pretty good at his job as commander-in-chief. Sadly, blinded by bias, the left is now complicit in trying to destroy this country, and they're willing to stoop to whatever pathetic means it takes.